Hello, everybody. If you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome back. I'm Janderson, and I think that the best episode of Glee that you can show to someone who hasn't watched Glee is Rocky Horror Glee Show. Now, this might be a controversial opinion. I'm not afraid of controversial opinions because Glee itself is a controversial opinion, so that probably means that if you're here, you're also not afraid of them. I developed this opinion when I decided to show Rocky Horror Glee Show to my roommate's boyfriend when he came over. He had never seen Glee before. I'm not sure if I knew that. I think I knew that, but also my roommate hadn't watched Glee since she had kind of been watching it by proxy as it was coming out while we were in elementary school because our parents were watching it. So both of them had a little bit of a weird experience watching that, but who wouldn't have a weird experience watching a random episode of Glee? So if you want your friend to watch a random episode of Glee, show them this one. These are my reasonings. Number one, it is weird. It is so weird. I mean, it is Glee level weird. You have the touch me scene where for some reason Brittany and Santana were there the whole time. And obviously that makes sense in the context of the song and in the context of Rocky Horror. However, it's a little bit strange even for Glee, but it gives you context as to what on earth it means to actually get involved and watch Glee. Especially because Rocky Horror Glee Show is season 2, and it's not even late season 2, it is early season 2. So people have to expect this kind of insanity pretty quickly. If you just show someone the first episode of Glee, they're not going to understand the show as a whole because it's a pilot, number one, so it doesn't have a lot of the characters who are going to stick around, and it doesn't really show the essence of a lot of the characters other than Rachel and Finn and kind of Mr. Schuster. Other than that, it's kind of almost touching to see that episode, but then it only really gets weird once you get to like acapellas, or I don't know what the first episode is where Terry starts to like actively fake her pregnancy, but like you gotta get there, and that needs so much context. So I really, really recommend showing them this episode because while it has the essence of Glee, but number two, it doesn't require that much context. The characters exist in and of themselves. The episode doesn't even start with a recap like most Glee episodes do because it's relatively irrelevant to the plot of Glee. You get the important plot subjects pretty quickly. You kind of get that Finn and Rachel have a thing. You get the odd, strange vibes from whatever's going on in Touch Me, and Finn walks down the corridor in his underwear, and you get like the weird ethically blurred lines of like what is and isn't appropriate, not just in high school, but also like in the TV show about high schoolers itself. You get who Rachel is and who Finn is, and you get characters that in season 1 maybe weren't as relevant, like for example Santana and Brittany, and you get a little bit of them as well. You don't get thrust into like a deep and like twisted story arc. You just kind of get this relatively one-off episode that still feels like Glee. You understand that Will is in love with Emma, and Emma is dating this dude that they're letting into a high school production of Rocky Horror Picture Show. It gets strange, and I like that, and I think that that's something that you need to show people if they're interested in getting into Glee, or if you want to watch an episode of Glee but you don't want to spend the entire episode explaining the context of each and everything the characters do. It's just fun. Also, I think that Rocky Horror Glee Show is just a fun episode. It has like the weirdness, it has the drama, but most of all it's fun because Rocky Horror in itself is fun, and they use a bunch of songs, from the fun part of the movie instead of the like weird scary alien part of the movie. You get into it, you get excited, and you feel this sense of story just in this one-off episode that is, I guess, the likely precursor to whatever they were doing when they decided to do musical episodes in Riverdale, except for Glee. It makes sense. I don't really have a ton else to say, but I really do believe that Rocky Horror Glee Show is the best episode that you can show to someone. If you disagree with me, feel free to disagree in the comments below. Be nice about it, but yeah, I'm open to hearing what other episodes you think would be great to show to someone who had never seen Glee before. My criteria are that it shows the essence of the show, that it's interesting and funny, and it doesn't have like too much plot in it, so people can still get into it without needing too much context, but it's still a fun one to show them that isn't like the first episode. If those aren't your criteria, let me know what you think the criteria should be and what episodes might fit that criteria. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.
Of the night. Creature of the night.
Creature of the night. Creature of the night.
Creature!